Hi, so in our Get to Know You activity, we talked about how you liked Marvel and you liked superheroes. So today we're going to start off by looking at a comic book, or at least a page from a comic book. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. So have you ever seen one of these before? You have? Well, that's good to hear. Would you like to tell me what's going on in the different pictures? Or at least what you can get from the actions that the two characters are showing? Yeah, you're right. It looks like they are in kind of a fight or a conflict almost. And would you like to read the words on the picture for me? Just a few of the boxes for us, just so we can kind of get a feel for what's going on. Good. I like how you read that at a nice slow pace. It was very clear for me to hear what you were saying, and it was really good. All right, so now we're going to take a look right here at this highlighted section that I have. I'm going to read it off for you. So it says, "My spider sense. It's tingling, something behind me." And if you can see, Spider-Man, who's our main character right here, he's looking behind him. It looks like he's doing something kind of like this, you know, he's looking over his shoulder. And there's some squiggly lines, maybe those represent his spider tingle. So that is called a caption. And a caption is a short summary for events in a photo. And we're going to be working with that a little bit more today in our activity. So when we were looking at our comic book page, this one right here, I talked for a minute about a caption. So have you ever written a caption for a picture before? You haven't? That's all right. So a caption is a sentence, which you've written a sentence before, under a picture that explains what it is. So, like how we looked at this one with Spider-Man looking over his shoulder and saying, "Oh, someone's behind me, I feel my spider tingle." You're going to be doing the same thing, except with some other pictures, and I'm going to explain the activity to you a little bit later. But do you also know how the sequences of a story generally go? Yeah, right. They go from beginning to middle to the end, which is also going to be important later on for us. And a sequence, again, just to reiterate it, is just a specific order of events. So usually you want your sequence to go in order, just like how we said, from beginning to middle to end, especially in a story. So our two activities today, I have one that we're going to work together on more of, and then the second one's going to be more of an assessment for you. And the first one, it goes more with kind of the idea of a caption or a sentence under a picture that explains what it is. It also kind of has to do a little bit with sequence. So I have a few pictures for you. I'll show them to you. And so they're just kind of a boy doing different things. And there's a little, if you notice, there's a little box in the corner of each of these. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to put these in order. And if you notice, there's also a blank spot underneath them. So you're going to have to physically write sentences to match the pictures. And then you're also going to have to discuss with me the orders of the pictures that the story will go in order for it to make sense with the sequence like we talked about, and in order for it to have some form of beginning, some form of middle, and some form of end. I also want you to, throughout the lesson, just to give me a little rating on your hand, 1 through 5, about how you're feeling with everything going on, just so I can see if you happen to be maybe confused about a topic, or if you're good and we can move on. Because if there's something that maybe you're confused about, then we can go back over it again to make sure that you're really understanding it. So for your assessment today, I am going to give you, it's a fun one, it's not like an actual test, but I'm going to give you a bunch of sentences. They're all kind of mixed up, but they're all from the same story. So I'm going to have you use your skills that we've learned about putting things in order and also just about comprehension and understanding what's going on in a story. And I'm going to have you read these sentences, which I can help you read some of them too because some of them are a little bit small, and put them in order for me. And then that'll help you overall understand maybe what's going on better in the story, and that's kind of something you can take with you onto other lessons. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and test out that rating system I just showed you. So I want you to hold up your hand and show me a 1, as in like I'm really confused, I don't know what's going on, or a 5, as in I got it down, I'm ready to move on. Okay, a 3, so is there something you're confused on that I can maybe clear up? Okay, the instructions for the last activity? Yeah, so basically all of these sentences started out as one big story, one big page. And then I went in and I cut them up into little individual strips. So your job is to put all of these back in an order that makes sense. So you're gonna read through the sentences and see, okay, maybe that looks like something that would go first. Because you know, there's things where there's some instances in here, not to give too much away because it's going to count as your assessment. So I would like you to do majority of it on your own. But there are some things here where the mom is telling them to do something. So you really couldn't have them do the action before the mom asked them. So you're just going to have to come up, read each sentence, kind of organize them a little bit, and as you get a few figured out, the entire thing will start to make a little bit more sense, if that makes sense. Do you want to do another rating, okay? Let's do another rating. Okay, you're at a 5. All right, let's go ahead and get started then with these pictures.